Good day to you, gentlemen. Okay, since doing the last wildcard, I've had quite a few people come to me and say, Anno 2070 is fucking beautiful. How do I play it? 2070, in fact, all the Anno games are very complex beasts, okay, but they are not insurmountable. They are fantastic games of creativity, and you cannot beat the satisfaction of sitting back, looking at something you have created, and doing an impersonation of Tom Hanks by shouting, "Look at what I have created!" Your dog may be scared and run away from you, but whatever. Look at this, it's beautiful. I've pumped 20 hours into building this, okay, and I'm going to show you how to build it yourself. Well, not this exact city, but I'm going to show you how to build something like it. Now, I've generated an island, okay, and I've loaded my ark with goods. Now, the ark, as you know, is a persistent item. I've loaded it up with necessary goods we're going to need to build something and get on the ground running. There's a lot of ground to cover, so let's begin. Now then, here we have our island. It is a good island. I just randomly generated it and found it. It's fucking awesome. We've got lots of things on this. Look at all these mines. We've got 4 mines in close proximity and the ability to harvest hydroelectric power. Brilliant. Now then, one of the first things that you need to do before you start laying anything down is to think of the layout of your city. For instance, all these mines down here, this is a perfect place for product development and tool production. So what we're going to do is we're going to have this side of the island over here just purely for tools. We shall use the front of the island by the beach for more productivity, for instance things like tea and wood. Later on, when we start expanding, we can use this area around here for solar generators and the coastline for, you know, not hydroelectric power plants, the offshore wind farms, that's it. So, you know, you've got to think about what you want to do before you start doing it. Now, as with 1404, the first thing you need to do is build a city centre. And we should put this fairly inland. We shall put it all the way over here. There we go. Now, the first thing you do before you do anything is you deny ascension rights. Denying ascension rights will stop your inhabitants running off and deciding to empty your warehouses whenever they want a new patio. Do not let them do this, because they'll nick all the shit that you need to build. So when you come to start building the needs of your next inhabitants, you'll start...
Command ship ready to go.
Thank you.
Please.
You'll discover that you've got nothing left in the warehouse. It's completely empty, because they've nicked everything, the greedy fucks. Now, let's plonk some road down. Now, if you're new to 2070, you'll notice that I'm using something, the right-click build context menu. I use it a lot. Now, the build context menu is unfortunately disabled by default in this. I don't know why. It should be on. And it is the most important thing ever. You can basically shortcut all of your primary actions. For instance, I can open up a build queue and drag it. And there we go. I now have that building on command whenever I want to. This is great for when you want to develop an area very quickly. Or you may want to swap out road sections. Want to get rid of it? Drag it off and let go. Bonk. It's gone. You can also, as well, add it to the toolbar at the bottom, but again, we'll cover that later. We're running out of money, so let's start building shit. Remember to keep people within the housing areas. And connect them to a road, otherwise they'll have an absolute hissy fit at you and walk off. Now, when you start building citizens, they will always have the lowest tax band. Now, tax is important for generating coin, which we need to develop and fund and whatnot. The tax at the moment is the lowest. They're very happy. Only use this if you want to upgrade. Always have it on mild green, which is, they're happy. This face here indicates that they are happy and they're moving in. If we go to our town centre, you can see that we have up to 120 spaces and only 25 people living here. If we speed it up, you'll see that people will start moving in. There we go. And the more people that move in, the more money we start generating. As you can see at the moment, our breakdown is we're generating a coin of value of plus 22. This is good. Plus 41. It's all good, baby.
New buildings available for construction.
Thank you, Eve. Now then, every time you have an event pop up, you'll get these little tabs on the left. I use them as job lists, basically things to be aware of. If I'm running short on a particular good, drop what you're doing and fix it. Okay, if you've got needs or you're running out of power, drop what you're doing and fix it. When it's done, right click on it to make it disappear. That way then you can keep on top of it, because preparation and control at the start of the game means you're going to have a fantastic end game result. I'm running out of construction blocks, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my ark.
Awaiting your order. Command ship ready to go. Command ship ready to go.
I've cheated. I may have loaded it with goods from the previous game.
What can I do for you? Communication systems online.
It's just a few things to keep us going. Now, we need to start working on production plants so we can start building the tools that we need to start developing. Most people, what they do is they start sticking shit all over the place. This is very incorrect. Again, start looking at the areas for development. We want basically all this area down here on the left for tools and farmyards, and we want all this shit over here for various other pieces. We'll build some stuff over here as well. So basically all of this area onwards, we're going to start moving upwards and into the island. We've also got river crossing plants as well. Now these are very good, especially to have these on a starting island. And I have a hydroelectric dam? Fuck me. We really struck lucky with this. Now then, start by deploying some road. Now, I've seen people, they take basalt extraction and they just go ballistic with it. They build about 10 of these fucking things. You don't need to. Remember, everything you do has a consequence. To build this, okay, it's going to cost 4 coins to run, and it's going to have a power requirement. Not to mention, also, it's going to have a negative effect on the eco-balance. Eco-balance is very important, and I'll explain that later as we go. But for the time being, we're just going to dump some of these down here. And build the fields we need for them. Now, if you're struggling to get buildings and farmyards to behave in their orientation, pressing middle mouse button will allow you to cycle it. Also as well, learn to love the pipette. The pipette basically means you can copy anything except for farmyards. There we go. Now that that's up and running, that's going to be producing some shit. And it's using some power that we're generating. Well done. Another thing that a lot of people don't understand is it takes time for your goods to be collected from the production plants and moved to the depot. You can see the mini car is busy taking the goods from here and taking them to the smelter. And he'll take the goods from the smelter back to the depot. The amount of time it takes for him to travel is going to hinder your productivity. So the closer you've got them to warehouses and development plots, the better for you. The only problem is you're not going to be able to fit. It costs money to run depots. Hang on, how much are going to run? Yeah, it costs 4 coins and requires 1 power. Now we ain't got the power, we've only got 1 point of power. And I don't want to spend more money on maintenance costs. So what we're going to do is we're going to generate some power. Now, I've been cheating a little.
Your assignment?
The Ark is loaded with goods, and it's also got various upgrades which will benefit our production and whatnot. Now, for this exercise, I'm going to just turn this shit off. But we'll enable them later on. That's the beautiful thing about having the persistent world of the Ark. You can load it with goods from one of your previous save games, start a new one, and you've got a head start. You can also take all of this shit into multiplayer battles as well. So we've got... Let's have a look at the needs of our inhabitants. Now, as you can see, they've got 4 needs. They need food, community, drink, and activity. Now, drink is the next thing they need, and we're going to run out of food shortly. Let us rectify the food situation first, with fish.
Registering energy shortage.
Connect them via a road. You don't necessarily have to have roads for everything because the hover loader can also go off and collect them, but it will struggle to meet the demand of having road. The hover loader is very useful for if you've got a lot of shit going on all over the place. Let's build some power, shall we? Now your power generators have a massive area of influence, which can be reduced through upgrades, which is what some of the stuff I unplugged from the Ark was. Place them down, but try not to have them overlapping, otherwise you start getting productivity reductions. Sticking them next to one another is a whopping 54% power hit. It's not worth it. Keep them out, keep them wide. You can always recycle them and start pushing them around later. Also, because the floor space is a 3x3 grid floor plan, you can start actually putting them in between houses.
I think coming here with you was a good idea.
So now we've got food, we've got power. Let's build a few more houses. No, try again. I kid you not, this game is beautiful. I fell asleep while playing this the other night. Woke up and found my citizens hungry and rebellious. Bastards. Don't be afraid to mix it up with your floor
Building
plan.
selection
Have fun.
expanded.
Okay, so now we've reached a certain populace, we've now got extra goods available to us. We can now build the concert hall, which will satisfy the need for amusement and entertainment.
Maybe life here isn't perfect, but we're getting close.
Now, the best place to put the amusement hall, the concert hall, is close to your town centre. Put it on the side of the town centre you want to start building away from. If you was to put it over here, the influence area is being wasted because you start moving towards the sea. We don't want to move towards the sea, we want to move inland. So, we'll pop it here. As you can see, it covers everything so far. Let's just do a little bit of tidying up here. There we go. And we also need tea as well, because these guys are going to start fucking getting thirsty. Also, because we haven't fulfilled all the needs, we can't advance them to the next stage of human evolution. And no, I don't mean they grow with extra limbs, which would be fucking awesome. We need to expand upon the construction area, so by doing so, we use a warehouse. Try to think about the best place to put it that's going to be beneficial for productivity, but also as well, let's thunk it here. There we go. Unfortunately, we're wasting quite a bit of the radius on the mountainside, but it's within close enough radius so that we can start having goods all over the place coming in quickly. You don't have to connect everything via roads. I like to do it just to keep it a bit of order, because it makes splitting of the grids, if you will, between production, toolmaking, residence much easier if you can basically isolate it with road paths. Later on in the game, you get different types of roads, and it's quite helpful and beneficial to change the roads depending on the area you're working in. For instance, all productivity, I usually put highway down. It's black and it shows that the area is busy working. If it's in the city, I usually stick the green stuff down because it looks awesome when the light hits it at the right angle. God, I'm such a finicky fucker. Now, tea. I'm a very British person, so I'm pleased that tea is a commodity in this. There is our need for tea. Now, you can see I've put it over here, so we've got lots of space over here. We can expand upon that later on. As the city grows, so will the needs. We'll also need more fish as well, and we're also going to need more tea. Now, if you're a little bit unsure as to planning your shit out beforehand, and you've got the coin and whatnot, you can basically build another one, but put it to sleep. Or, what you can do is you can build the fields and then trash the building. So that way then, you've got the fields already set up, you've allocated the space beforehand, but at the same time, you haven't got a plant chewing up power or coin to run it. Let's do the same for this one over here. As long as they're within the area, the radius of the building depot, they'll stay there forever. Fields cost next to nothing, they don't use resources, they have no negative eco-balance, yet you've already assigned the area. So, should you need to, you can start planking down the buildings. Putting down a building next to it, as long as it's in the area of radius, it'll recognise the fields as belonging to that building. Then just connect it to the road and off you go. You've got extra tea production. Now then. Let us get some more stuff. Now then, what have I got over here?
How may I help you?
Haha! Haha! Fuck. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use some goods in here. Now, plugging this shit in will give you a bonus depending on what item it is. And you can achieve all of this stuff through research and development, which you only get access to once you have the tech civilization. The techs you'll only get when you reach the third type of citizen, which is employees. Engineers. They'll come along and they'll say, for 10,000 quid, we'll give you access to our technology. You say, yes please, and you start playing with submarines underwater. Fucking wicked. For the time being... Oh, he's a busy man. We are going to install this. So basically it's going to reduce the maintenance cost of all of our buildings, which means more money. Darius Rota is for offshore development. Environmental regulations, so stuff's going to be even cheaper to run. And for the time being we shall use speed bonus and storage capacity. Unfortunately you've only got one page of goods that you can install in your Ark at any one time. And extra slots you can upgrade at a later date. Now you can see we've got shit coming in. This is good. All the needs have been settled. We've got lots of people. They're happy. Drink is slowly coming in. This is also awesome. Let's build more houses. Fucking hell. You know, one of the great things I really like about this is you can have a co-op game with anyone. You can make a city, like I am doing now, and I can save it. Then I can load it up again, but I can load it as a multiplayer game and have someone join in. This is a great way if you've got problems with your city and you want someone to give you a hand, or you both want to work together and build something fantastic. It's fantastic. I had a friend of mine, the guy who just got the achievement, we were busy building a city the other night, and it's great. We've both saved a copy of it, so now he's building it in his way, I'm building it in my other, and what we'll do is we'll compare our save games later on and decide which one we want to go with and carry on. It's awesome.
This is an adventure, but I think we're going to make it.
Okay, so with ascension rights denied, drop the tax band. Speed the game up. Now you can see here, we've got up arrows. Up arrows mean we can upgrade. And you can see down here, we've got 5 licenses. 6, 7, 8, etc, etc. We'll get to about 9, 10. Now to upgrade, mash this nice button over here that says upgrade. Or
registering change in demographics.
Just select the building and press U. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix it up and randomly upgrade various houses. And I'll upgrade you as well.
There is nowhere in the world as beautiful as here.
Now then, we've got a decent foothold of employees moving in. We'll stop upgrading the worker barracks by upping the tax band again. So the arrows now disappear. Looking at the marketplace, sorry, I keep calling it a marketplace for 1404. Looking at the city centre, you can see that we've got room to hold 180 employees, but we've only got 120 in. Holding down plus on the numpad, we speed the game up. And as you can see, they're all moving in. Look at that, man. We're almost close to 400 people living in our city. It's fucking crazy. Now we have access to Tech 2 gear. You can see we've got more shit we can build. However, you can only build certain things once you reach a population count of that current band. So at the moment we've got 180 employees, we need 360. But remember, you've got to support the foundations for that expansion. For instance, if you can't meet the food requirements, you are nowhere near going to be able to upgrade
This is an adventure,
to Tech
but
2
I think
citizens,
we're gonna make
employees. Sorry, it's so easy just to refer to the different levels as techs. So you got Tech 1, Tech 2, then you got Tech 3. Each tech has different needs. These guys, they're a bit finicky. They need sushi or health food. Unfortunately, they're not going to get any yet because we haven't got the need for it. However, I do have the ability to build tools, and I can fucking do some. I've only got 14 tons left. Now, buildings in this, production plans do not run on a 1:1 ratio. They never will do. For instance, I can tell you now, looking at this, you're going to generate more coal and more steel than you need, and you can quite happily run 2 factories. So let's build this, shall we? There's our ore. There's our coal. Don't be afraid to demolish buildings and suddenly quick place them down again. That way then you can start making better use of the area. If you're playing it for the first time, I recommend putting it on easy mode, because that way then you'll get all the cost of development back. I normally play on hard, so normally you just trash it and that's it, it's gone. So it means you have to think beforehand, more so. But ignore that. We've got all this space over here, and we've got all this space over here. We're generating coal, we're generating iron ore. Now we need steel. I think... Bollocks, it's 1 too short. Again, don't be afraid to trash things just to make it all fit. You bastard! There we go. So now we're producing tools. Slowly, surely, but we are producing tools. Now I could do with building some wood. Ah, insufficient tools. Let's cheat. Eve!
All systems online. Order received. Shall I initiate goods delivery
That's
now?
expensive and I don't have the coin.
I am at your service.
Oh goody, I've got an engine. I forgot what I loaded into the boat. Ha! Come on. Let's go find some
At
people.
your service.
So we now got a 20% speed boost on our boat. Holding down shift, you can drop waypoints for your boat. So if you want to go exploring, hold down shift and just start randomly clicking in areas. And then when it's done, bring it back.
Scanning unknown coast.
Nice looking island. Decent fertility as well. We can cultivate vegetables, wine, sugar, and we've got room for one more. Now it's going to take a bit of time, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to hold down shift and speed it all up. Now, do you see what I mean by having everything close together?
New island located.
The carts haven't got to run far to go get all the goods. That'll be quite important, that will. So we can upgrade that later.
Scanning unknown coast.
The boat's busy running crazy at the moment.
Scanning.
Rufus Thorne.
Ah,
Robert
excellent.
Frost. I'm sure we'll be meeting one another in the course of business.
There we go. So, okay, I've spent tools I've generated, but I'm going to have to produce even more tools. And whilst I'm down here,
I'm at your immediate disposal.
let's go buy some. They're cheap at 25 a ton.
Global Trust Inc. is here for you. Always.
Carry on looking. We need to find the other NPCs.
Without your help, we're going to be up the creek.
But it's all there. You should have plenty.
New island coordinates acquired.
To meet his...
Your vote for the principles of the Ecos brought you to our attention. By the way, I'm Yana Rodriguez from the Eden Initiative.
That's nice. Get a comb. So now to meet demand, we just drop that there. And we might as well just cordon this area off. I need another depot in order to finish off that bit of road, but for the time being, we'll just leave it. Always keep an eye on your goods from time to time. That way then it will give you an idea as to what the building ratios are like. Like I said, I'm generating more coal than I'm actually using. And I'm generating enough steel to power 2 plants. 105%, 101, 103.
I'm Tilda.
There you
Nice
go.
to meet you. Let me know if there's anything you need. We're neighbors after all.
I dislike you.
Anyone who wants to browse through my vast collection of goods now has the chance.
Trenchcoat is very cool. He's an NPC that pops up from time to time, but he has some very rare goods.
New island coordinates acquired.
I'm still speeding things up at the moment. That boat's going crazy. Okay, so we found 2 out of 4 NPCs. And we have the woman. She's slowly expanding as well. God almighty.
Hi, I'm Tilda. Nice to meet you. Let me know if...
You're gonna hate what I'm gonna do in a minute. Oi oi. Whoops, forgot to connect it to a road. That'll go be picked up now.
So, how's it looking? Yeah, I knew you'd make it.
Excellent. So we've got 3 grand, well 2.5 grand, and we've got 173 licenses. Now licenses are a second currency in this, which is the equivalent of Anno from 1404. You use them to buy exotic goods. For instance, let's go over to the Eco Arc. In the items tab, you'll have the option to buy shit. Now this stuff you buy with licenses, and the colour of the tab denotes what type of item it is. For instance, we've got an island, a boat, island, arc, island, island. And each one does various different things. If you don't like the selection, mash the big button. Unfortunately, every time you mash it, it gets more and more expensive. So the next time for me to cycle it, it'll go up to, it'll cost me 1,000 credits, and the next cycle will be 3,000. I don't want to do that. Leave it for a time being, and that will eventually come down. It's to stop people from constantly spamming in order to get the best goods. Trust me, at 3 grand a pop, you'll burn through it. Now the building blocks are currently at maximum. These guys are sitting there with nothing to do. They're chewing up money, they're chewing up resources and power. Turn them off. We've got 55 tons. I don't care about anything else. When it starts running low, we'll then start upgrading and we'll turn them back on again. Now then, to meet the needs of our employees, we need sushi. But sushi... Do we have access to sushi? I'm curious. No, we don't. We need more people, so we need to upgrade and build more houses. I could have done that better. Sorry! You'll find yourself demolishing parts of your island from time to time. There we go. So now we've got 6.5 grand, we've got an income of 234. This is good.
This is an adventure, but I think we're gonna make it.
Ascension rights still denied. Enable the lower tax band and speed shit up. Find a few more houses to upgrade. Remember, we need to get... How many? 600, is it? Is it 600? No, 360. 600. Be here fucking forever. Unfortunately, licenses don't come in at a steady rate, so hence why you speed them up, let them build up. Then just splash them around. We've got a maximum of 328, so a few more houses, we should have enough.
Honestly, without you, we never would have made it this far.
I like to mix up my buildings. I don't like them all being one particular class. Otherwise it starts looking a bit samey. I did that with my last city. One experiment in not doing that. 304. No, 300. Start building over here. As long as the needs are met for these boys, then that's all that matters. It helps to, if you want to see how your needs are, okay, look at the highest ranking building you've got. Don't look at these little boys, look up here. Because if you can satisfy all these goods, you'll satisfy everything underneath.
You can really be proud of yourself.
But like I said,
I am anyway.
expand slowly, otherwise you won't be able to... No, you pay some decent taxes. Expand slowly, otherwise you run the risk...
Not all global trust partners are as success-oriented.
Thank you, Thorn. I prefer if you gave me money. Like I said, not all... it's very easy to run away and just upgrade everything. Suddenly you find you've got a city that you can't manage, and next you know you're going, oh shit! This is bad.
New buildings
There we go.
available for construction.
Look at the town centre. We've got the ability to hold 420 and 304 workers. Up the tax band again. So now all the arrows disappear. Let's get rid of this shit here so I keep an eye on what I'm doing. Now, over here, the green lady, she's going to start expanding islands as well. So I now need to get off my arse and go find some. And for that we need tools and we need blocks. Now we're running out of blocks, so we'll turn these bad boys back on again. And have them busy working. If you need a shot in the arm, slap a few more down and then just delete them when you're done. Could do with getting more blocks. But I need to find an island where I can produce... Actually, what do these guys
Hey,
need?
it's good of you to drop by again.
Alright, we need sushi. Now, if you look at the build menu, sushi needs vegetables and rice. Now, rice we can cultivate here, not a problem. Vegetables, on the other hand, we're fucked for. We ain't got the fertility for it. We could, on the other hand, go off and get some seeds and just plant them into the island, which will give us vegetable fertility. However, this is a waste of time, because each island has the ability for 3 slots only of items. Putting seeds in, choose up one of these slots forever. If you take the seed out of the slot, you lose the fertility, and your plants will sit there going, what the fuck, we've got no seeds. This is a bad thing. This is your main island, so you don't want to be doing that. You want this for productivity and lifestyle enhancements. Toss them in there. Now, fish is going absolutely ballistic, so what we'll do is we'll turn off one of these. So that's paused. It's using less power, Well, it's not using no power, and it's only costing 1 coin to run. When that starts dropping, then I'll turn it back on again. T is currently stable at the moment, and it's going up slowly. And that's only with 2 plants running. In fact, that might be going up even quicker than I thought. Coal, unfortunately, you'll have pouring out your ears forever. There's nothing you can do about it. And steel as well. When you have a sufficient amount of steel, pop a 3rd plant on. Okay, it'll cost a bit of money and you'll dwindle that resources down, but then when it eventually runs out, delete that extra plant and the balance will be maintained. A lot of this game is all about meeting balances, and you'll learn this over time through practice and playing. Now I need to find an island I can cultivate veg from. Look at the map. Veg, wheat, corn, sugar beets, veg, wine, veg, fruit, corn, veg, wine. This is actually a decent island. I like this one. We've got a couple of plants.
You have proved your expertise in urban planning. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Thorn. Now, expanding the island bar at the top, we can see that we've got various resources available. All of these here are maximum. We've got no lobsters, unfortunately, and we ain't got any uranium. Uranium's quite hard to get a hold of. We've got 4 plants for 4 mine sites, and we've got 3 extra mineral resources, which are these bad boys. Now, these are actually quite good because certain goods need them, and this is a nice island to settle down on. So what we'll do is we'll take this and we'll load it up. Let's go off and just quickly settle it before she does. Reset the camera, get my orientation right. And plonk it right here. Also, be wary which side of the island you're going to put your warehouse on, because you need to be cautious of. Again, it takes time for your goods to be shipped from island to island. The less time you've got in transit, the better. That way then you can have your goods shipped around at a reasonable rate. Speed that shit up. 37 minutes. I'm not doing too badly. There's a reason why I want to put this over here. It gives me the most amount of water. So later on, when I want to go up and start putting offshore wind farms, look at the area radius. I'm not wasting it on land. I'm wasting it over here. I can always expand land using depots, but water you're not going to get much of. Combine it with some modules that you can get for offshore wind farms, you can pack that full of wind farms and have this island running fantastically. Which is worth doing, because then you can start building production plants to improve the eco-balance. Now, improving the eco-balance is important because it can go so far as to give you 180% output on all of your farms, which is fucking awesome. So you haven't got to worry about space up, for extra production plants. Just knock down a couple of eco plants, and next thing you know, the eco balance will sort out your productivity issues for you. The only downside is it costs considerable amount of energy to run them. Now that island has been secured, it's mine. If she wants it, she can fuck off. Now then, we need wood. Now the tree nursery will keep on planting trees down. And given the fact that we've got a Senate bonus as well, I hope you all took votes in the Senate, we now have productivity of 105%. It's not bad. Combine it with some other shit that we've got as well. Maintenance costs, minus 14%. This is good. We're generating lots of cash. We've got an income of plus 518. Now then, Miss Ripley. Get out there and start making me some fucking wood. Power walkers, man. You gotta love them. Now let's have a look at the needs of our people. Still stable. Fish is still stable. Lifestyle we need when we get to 600. That's fine. Information we don't have access to yet. We need 750. That's fine. So it'll be a while before we reach Tech 3. What we need now is wood. Let's have a look at Trenchcoat. See what goods he's got. Trenchcoat's quite expensive. Use him only as an emergency for buying normal goods. However, his items list is actually quite good. Nothing there for me. Now then, I need to explain what probes are. Probes are things that you develop through a research department. Basically, you take it, you plug it into the island, and you run it like a script. For the next 5 minutes, it will run, but it will generate 6,000 tons of extra material for that island. You should have copious amounts on your island to begin with, so you shouldn't have to worry about them until you've got things like late game problems, or you start on hard with minimal resources on that island. Now then, where's my wood? I've got 1 ton of wood. I need more. Speed up! I'll tell you what, I do
The
want to
company
do.
expects you to take care of this matter.
Ooh! I need to find... I've got a quest from Thorn. Find the architect. Basically, look for the guy with the blue outline. Found him. Quests will generate licenses and coin as well. It's definitely worth doing them. Speed it up. Also as well, we can see what goods Thorn's got available.
What can I... Have you completed the quest satisfactorily?
Yes.
I'm giving you the opportunity to demonstrate your loyalty.
Oh god, what's he want to do now? Take down hijackers.
Prove that my faith in you is justified.
Oh great, awesome. I get to hijack a ship. Go! Yeah! Let's go find the fuckers first. There we go. Get it. Your boat's running off, mate. That's it. Turn tail. Let me shoot you in the arse. Oh, yeah. Almost got him. By the way, if you ever want to track something, select it and press F1. The postcard view will then lock to that target. You appear to be on fire there, my friend. Oh, down you go. Now then, let's unhook the engine, put the mounting gear in. Commandeer that vessel. And while you're at it, put up the Jolly Roger. Ha! Avast ye land-lubbing bastards! Gotcha, look at that. Now then, whilst you're busy hijacking that, I'm going to go check on my wood supply. That was a welcome distraction. 8 tons of wood. Iron ore is still coming in. Coal should be dripping out my arse. Alright, you've got to be careful of overproducing goods, because otherwise you're going to have plants that are going to sit there and they won't be able to do shit because your plants are full. Hello, you've stopped. Why have you stopped?
Here are the instructions. Interested?
There we go. Unfortunately, our storage is full, so what we'll do is we'll turn them off for the time being.
Vehicle successfully boarded.
Excellent. Now you're here, I have another quest.
Oh goody, so I've got to go pick up shit for everyone. Alright, I'll go get yours first. Remember, hold down shift, you can scoop them all up simultaneously. Queue it all up, let it run rampant. Then it's just a case of meeting them and dropping off the necessary goods. Okay, let's go visit Yana's Island. Let's go drop this douchebag off. Actually, I'm going to put the engine in.
Back already? You're a real find for the initiative.
There we go.
Can I inform the board of directors that you were... I didn't expect anything.
Excellent. Now then, let's get the fuck out of here. Carry on with what we were doing before we were so rudely interrupted. There we go. Transfer that over to there. Give me my wood. I like wood. Now let's take this shit back over here. How are we for goods over here? Could do with some more blocks. Once you've built up sufficient reputation with the other NPCs, they'll start opening up trade negotiation routes with you. So then you can go off and you can basically put goods up for sale. For instance, at the moment I've got coal dripping out my arse. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to trade, add coal. Now that will sell up to half my coal. The slider at the bottom here enables you how much you want of your goods you want to sell. Clicking the C enables you to change the cost of said good. For instance, I want to get rid of coal, so I'll drop it right down. Now I know Thorn will come and pick that up like a god knows what, because tycoons love coal, because they use it all for their power plants. And whilst we're at it, we'll upgrade this. As you can see by upgrading it, we now have more goods we can sell. What we'll do is we'll sell tool production. Only half of it though. And we'll put these back on. Now plants don't suddenly start working at 100%, they take time to warm up. Fine, let them run rampant. Now then, we can start building our farms, finally. All your vegetables are belong to me. Again, don't be afraid to start breaking shit down if you want to experiment with layouts. Remember, middle mouse button to change the orientation. There we go. And then pipette the building. You can't pipette fields, which is annoying, but I can understand why. There we go. So now we're going to be producing lovely vegetables. Now these will start chewing up power, so what we're going to do is we're going to drop down a power generator right here. Massive area of influence, unfortunately. However, I can cheat at that. Where's the arc?
What can I do for you?
Upgrades! Unhook, unhook. Optimize rotor blades. Reduces the area of influence by 30%. Install. Small and medium-sized enterprise subsidies. We get a bonus to productivity by 4%. Now, all these things, like I said, I researched these when I had the text. You'll get these later on. There we go. Now, we have a goods being here, but we now need to ship this shit all the way over to our main island. How we do this? Mash the repeat button. Now, here is your map. Ignore the flickering effect over here. I ain't got a clue what does that. New trading route. Now, like I said, preparation is the key, and the best way to do this is to name your trading routes according to the goods you're shipping. You haven't got much space, so acronym it. So, for instance, we want vegetables, so it'd be VEG. Put a slash there. Boom. So that's veg. Add station. I haven't got a fucking clue what's what, so what we'll do is we'll close this, and we'll rename the warehouse. Plant Isle 1. So basically, it's an island producing purely stuff. That's it. No one lives there. It's just stuff. Go back to the repeat button. Add station. Go to plant aisle 1. Load all of the vegetables. Add station. Go to my hometown. Offload all of the vegetables. And add a ship, which is the horizons. Now, you can, by default, the default value is 60. So basically it'll go off and it'll grab as much as it wants and it'll bring it back. Sometimes you may want to change this. For instance, you've got several islands needing access to one particular good, and you don't want the ship to come and nick it all and rob it and run off to another island. Judge how much it's producing, okay, and you can simply change the amount by clicking and dragging the slider. You can always just double click it. No, come on. Ah, here we go. There you go. Double click that, put in whatever you want, enter. There you go, 20 tons. We don't want 20, we want 60. So up she goes. The thumb, okay, down here tells you how efficient it is. And that judges by how, that changes depending on how much goods are being shipped according to the usage of the boat. You want that to all be green. The less islands you've got shipping goods around, the better. As you can see, the area of influence is now considerably smaller. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to cheat. I'm going to put another one of these over here. So now we've got a power of plus 34. And we're going to improve the eco balance with a weather control station. Now these fuckers, look at the area of influence! That's massive! Now that's going to
registering improvement in eco balance.
There we go. Look at that. Now that's going to reduce the effectivity to 94%, but that's acceptable. You don't need to put roads to these things. And if we look at our buildings, you see it's gone up to, it's going up, 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 up. We're now running our plants at 122%, and we've got an eco balance of plus 26. As you can see, we've got various stat boosts as well. For instance, we've got improved fertility, the Senate effect, whatever plugins I've got running off the Ark. It's all good. So now this bad boy, look at that, he's bringing veg over. Let's offload the tools. He's got 6 tons of veg, and he's just offloaded it. Now then, we need to do something with this veg. Now the veg is coming in. Oh shit, look at that, we've got a food deficit problem. Not enough fish. Turn on the second plant. Now that will improve the fish problem, so everyone will be happy eventually. To build the second food, we need rice. Now, the ratio for rice to veg is insane. Basically, one rice paddy can fucking feed the world. It's crazy, the amount of output on these things. Expand that there. So I'm just keeping an eye on time. I can only effectively render about an hour's worth of video at this resolution. I start running out of hard drive space then. To do an hour-long video of 1920 by 1200, I'm looking about 700 gig, which isn't a bad problem considering I've got over 8.5 tera. The only downside is that's split across multiple drives of stuff. Don't ask. Now then, how the fuck did I build this? I had a plan for these and I keep forgetting it. Remember, rice paddies will stay there, so don't be afraid to experiment. As long as it stays within the area of influence of this, you're good. Five fields. Fucking hell. Ah, that was it. My OCD must make everything... There we go. Now that'll feed the world. So what we'll do is we'll build the same again. And we'll do the same trick that we did earlier with the T. Delete the building, keep the fields. As long as it stays in the construction area, the fields will just stay there. So the area is already allocated. We've got another mine as well. So I can build some road. And now we need a sushi plant. Now I kid you not, come late game, you'll be chewing through sushi God knows how much. So this is going to stay here for the time being. It'll most likely change and move elsewhere. I gotta do something about the eco balance on this island, because at the moment we're going to start running out of... It's going to start affecting productivity. But we need more power. So what we'll do is we'll crush this.
Energy
Oh,
supply
noes.
inadequate.
And we'll just quickly rebuild it over here. Remember, we've got access to better...
I intend to increase the cooperative's territory a little. That okay with you?
Oh, look at that. She's actually asked.
Cool. I've just told our pioneers they can set off.
That's fine. At least she plays nice. If she doesn't want to play nice, I'll just crush the bitch. Unfortunately, I'm running out of space as to where I can plonk shit. But I will put this over here. I'll put another one down here. Now, like I said, these are only a 3x3 radius, so find a place in your city. My, that's a nice house you've got there. Oops. Let's see them all be driven mad by massive whirling blades of death. So now we've got lots of power coming in, and you can see all the areas being affected. Let's drop a few more of these bad boys around. I'll put one over here. I shall put one over here. Remember, the area of influence, you don't want it to overlap, so try and get it so the area is, you know, sticking out over areas that you don't really want to be building in. That'll do, and I'll put one up here. That should improve the eco balance considerably.
Eco balance. Values rising.
There we go. So now we've got a positive eco balance, which is now going to be affecting our tea production, which is now up to 120, 119%. Look at that. Now then, this concludes our first lesson. So we've set up trading routes, we've allocated space for production, I've showed you how to cheat at getting around allocating space and plants, turn off plants to balance shit. We've built up to level 2 civilization. As you can see, our people are now being fed. There we go. And we'll expand upon this in the next lesson, where we'll go on to cover underwater technology, more transporting routes, trade routes, and whatnot. Like I said, there's a lot of game in this, but we'll get through it. I hope you've learnt a few things, and I hope to see your cities fucking sooner or later. Feel free to drop a video to me or something, and I'll quite happily host it on here. That'd be a bit of fun. Anyhow, I'll catch you later. Have a good one.
Good of you to drop by again.